Hey everybody, Gideon's Tactical here, doing a review of a knife that I have been super excited to purchase. I've been eyeing it for a while and was able to finally get my hands on one. This is the Ontario Knife Spec Plus Taskforce SP19. And this is an amazing 7-inch, I will say, wilderness blade. So let's kind of talk about it here, and I'll give you some quick specs and we'll talk all about it. So some specs for you really quick. The total length is 13 inches total. We have a 7.25 inch blade, so just over 7 inches for the blade. We have a thickness, and this is awesome folks, a thickness of a 1/4 inch, 0.25, 1/4 inch thick blade. And we have a weight of 14 ounces with the knife, and I'm trying to remember 18 ounces with the sheath, if I remember correctly. So those are overall specs. Let's talk about it here. The main reason that I purchased this blade is because it's a 1/4 inch thick and it's 7 inches. As far as I know, there's no other knife on the market right now that is 7 inches long and a 1/4 inch thick. All of them are 3/16 inch thick. Which and you may be new to knives and you're like, well, what's the big deal with the 1/4 inch thick? This is going to baton and blast through wood in a way that most other knives will not be able to do. This is going to split like nobody's business. And you can look here. I mean, again, just a super thick, strong angle there, so you could definitely strike a fire steel with it as well. But very thick spine going into a fake edge, a false edge here with the buoy clip. Tip, but a very strong tip right here, extremely strong. I mean, I would have no problem like actually taking this to like use as a pry bar almost. I have no worries about this chipping whatsoever. So an amazing thick tanged knife in the 7-inch market. The edge, I believe, is a saber grind. I don't believe it's a full flat grind, and it comes moderately sharp out of the box. I mean, it's again very thick blade, so you're not going to be able to probably get this razor sharp. I've been doing a lot of sharpening on it today, and you can see I've definitely done some use to it, and I've been able to get a better edge on it. And it is 1095 high carbon steel, so with some more work on this, because it's not full flat grind, I got to put a little bit more work on it. This saber grind will get plenty sharp, and what's awesome about it is with the weight that you have, 14 ounces in this blade, just under a pound, you're going to be able to, this bites into wood amazingly well. It bites in and digs in really nice and deep, so you're going to be able to really hack off some really hefty limbs, just really dig into the wood that you need to, and it has that piercing ability. As you can see here, and if you've watched some of my other videos, usually for wilderness blades, going out in the woods, survival blades, I don't prefer serration. And just to kind of walk you through this, we got a 7.25 inch blade. You have this finger guard right here, this blank spot, that really works as a finger choil. It's not necessarily designed to be a finger choil, but I can get my finger on there no problem, and I have no worries about coming up on these teeth, so I can really choke up on this blade if I needed to. But what you have is about 1 inch worth of no blade here, so you're really looking at a total blade length of about 6.2 inches. Then you have about 1.5 inches of serration and 4.5 inches of actual plain edge blade. You have a nice belly, so you can definitely do some really good cutting with rope, or just other tasks like that. And what's awesome about these serrations and different from most other knives is that these are dual-edged serrations. They go both sides, unlike this is a US K-bar here. See, it's serrated on one side, but not on the other. It's just plain and flat and really weak and thin. And I would be really nervous to baton and really hack with this particular knife because of how weak these serrations are. But with this particular blade, the serrations are both sided, on both sides, and make this blade extremely thick, and these serrations are not weak at all. And I can hack, I can baton, and they work almost as well as a plain edge in those rolls. So I'm not worried at all about these chipping or breaking, and these actually are a little bit easier to sharpen than, say, one on like a K-bar serration or something like that, where this has the dual serrations. So that's the overall blade. I love that there's no guard up here, so I can just get my thumb right and nice right there. Full tang construction. We have a craton handle, which feels great in the hand. Very thick, very full. I wear large size gloves. You can see I basically have 2 stages still left over, so I can back up if I want to, and I can even get back further here and really get some good hacking if I want, or I can really choke up, like I said, or even choke up on that kind of finger choil area and really do some more detailed work if I want to. Brass lanyard hole back here. The only downside with these Ontario knives is that they send you with shoelace instead of paracord. I would have liked to just see paracord, but I have tons of paracord around, so that's not a huge deal. But a brass fitting right there. The handle's great, gives you really good grip, not going to slip and slide all over the place. I like it a lot better than, say, like Zytel. So that's the blade itself. The sheath is very basic. If you've seen any other Ontario Spec Plus knives, you got, I think it's called like a Corda, like a really strong nylon on the front, leather on the back. You got a loop here that is plastic. That's pretty cheesy, but thankfully there's a nice strong nylon loop that this plastic loop goes through. So you could basically just like take some wire cutters, cut this, and then stick either paracord just straight through that nylon loop, or you could use like a key ring, a steel key ring, and put it in there, and then run your paracord because again shoelace, but steel rivets through here. So this is going to hold up. This is what I like. It's very strong and it's going to hold up over a long period of time. Very large belt loop. You can get a tactical belt on that, no problem. And it's got two securing points. So you put it in. And there's zero rattle in this knife, but it goes in all the way to the hilt, double button, leather clasp back here, no rattle whatsoever, extremely secure. You could jump out of a plane with this, and go to town, and then you just unbutton these two guys right here, boom, pulls it right out with no rattle, very stealthy. And I mean, it's no frills. I would have liked to see maybe like some Molly or something, but this is going to hold up over a very long period of time where some of those nylon sheaths with the Molly may not. So that's the Spec Ops Plus SP19. What I would say the philosophy of use for this is really, like I said before, a wilderness blade for survival. I wouldn't necessarily use this in a tactical format because it's about like 4 or 5 ounces heavier than this K-bar. This K-bar is just a faster knife. So if I'm using this in a tactical situation, I'm probably going to go with the K-bar over this Spec Plus SP19. But for wilderness, batoning, splitting, if you're considering a BK7, if you're considering a RAT7, an SE7, those type of models that are in the 7-inch range, or a K-bar, and you're using it for out in the woods, out in the bush, and you want to be hacking and splitting wood, I mean, you really can't go wrong with this, and I would take this over any of those other knives I just listed because of the 1/4-inch thickness in the blade itself. I mean, it's just amazing, and it's going to do a lot of work for you. And the weight, 14 ounces. It's just under a BK2 weight, and it's just under a pound. The one thing that I got to let you guys know is that Ontario Knife Company no longer makes this. This is no longer in production. So when I post this, there's only a few places left online that I checked that you can purchase these knives for. So if you're looking for a 7-inch knife, you see this review, you better look it up real quick and purchase it because they're going fast and they're going to be gone before you know it. So thanks for watching, guys. Stay equipped, stay prepared, and I'll see you out there.